there, Lynx here, and welcome to another episode of Deep Sea Dating. Let's check out how the date of our two lovely girls of a werewolf and a mermaid is going on, right? A princess faces every challenge with a smile. That's why I'm not a princess. I remind myself of that mantra as we leave behind the rubble that had once been a picnic. Okay, so that didn't pan out very well. Actually, to be more accurate, it was a colossal failure. A catastrophe the likes of which have never been seen before on this earth. But that's fine. There is still plenty of stuff lined up for today. It's almost like this was all set up to lower Kageru's expectations so that she'd be blown away by everything else. Yes, that sounds good. Let's run with that. If anyone asks, this was all part of the plan. Remember guys, the previous episode, it was all planned. It's going according to schedule. Waka! You're spacing out again! Did you even hear me? Huh? What? Oh, sorry. I was busy thinking about things. Mature, serious, princessy things. Very important. Right! Anyway, I was just saying that we may as well talk business while we're commuting. Business? You mean the grassroots network? Yeah. Figured there was no point in waiting on the next meeting to get things prepared. The Yokai Grassroots Network is how I met Kageru in the first place. It's a tightly woven community devoted to bettering the position of yokai in Gensokyo's society. So, what did I miss from the last meeting? Sorry I couldn't make it, I had family business that got in the way. No worries. We spent most of the evening grumbling about humans being dumb. They so are. So just like every other meeting, basically. Yeah. Okay, so we're not exactly the most productive organization. And we only have 3 members. But even the greatest of revolutions starts small, right? Anyway, Bunky and I were talking about new candidates for the network. Do you have anyone in mind? There aren't a lot of yokai around here worth mentioning, sadly. Most aquatic yokai have no interest in the world above the surface. Wow. Given that most of them can't leave the water to begin with, I guess that's understandable, but it's still a bit of a setback. I mean, if you created a ring that would do that same thing that it did for the surface dwellers over here, that would be, possible. Maybe you need something like this in order for them to generate interest. That was so deep, Lynx. I never expected you to actually have thoughts like that. Anyway. Oh, but I have heard some rumors about yokai on the surface that might be worth looking at. Oh, really? How'd that sort of news make it down here? We've got ears in every lake and river, Kageru. We hear everything there is to hear. When you put it that way, it's a little creepy. So, who did you have in mind? How about the punk rockers from the human village, the prankster Karakasa, the no dancer from the religious war. I have no idea who all of those are. Okay, let's check quickly if there is something like that. Touhou, punk rockers. Is there something like that? It's a punk rock band. Wait, there is a punk. Oi! Are you serious? Oi! We are taking a rock band then. They are called. Oh my god, I probably will butcher this, but whatever. Choyu Gigaku. Or in English, then Dance of Birds and Beasts. Dang, that's a good name. Okay. Prankster Touhou. Is there a prankster? A smug prankster. Okay, that's an artwork, so like a rabbit, okay. Noch Dancer Touhou. is that? Hata no Kokoro. You know, I think we will go with the rock band. Oh, I say this the second time. Okay, whatever. Let's go with the... Actually, I don't know if it's rock band, but punk rockers, let's go. Actually, it's a rock band there. Anyway, what about those musicians who've been moising up the human village? They seem like natural troublemakers. Oh! I'm gonna... do that. Sorry.
You mean Choju Gigaku? Interesting choice. I never considered them, actually.
They're pretty popular from what I hear. They seem like the reputation boost our organization desperately needs.
That may be true, but would we want to associate with them on a daily basis? Imagine the racket.
Are they that bad?
I went to one of their shows once and my ears were ringing for a week. Either they've got no idea what volume control is, or they just don't care.
I mean, that's how a concert should be like.
Plus, I've heard their vocalist is actually a monk at the Buddhist temple. So I doubt she'd have any spare time for us.
What? Wait, she's a monk and a punk rocker? How does that work?
Beats me. Anyway, I'll bring them up next time I talk to Bunky.
Who's Bunky, by the way? I need to check quickly. Bunky Touhou. The fact that I have to look sometimes at the keyboard annoys me. Oh, it's Seki Bunky. Red hair. Oh, I already like her there. Then. Oh no, I usually like red-haired characters. She's kinda cute.
Anyway, that's enough serious talk for now. Where is this cool place you wanted me to show me?
Oh, not too far now. Should be just around the corner and... Here. A colorful rectangle opens up in front of our eyes. It's like a tree emerging from the lake bed with branches trickling out in all the directions. Fish pop in and out from between the gaps, hiding in plants built into the earth.
Wow! What is this place?
This is a coral reef, Kageru. It's like a rainforest, except underwater. And made out of rocks. And fish live here. So really not like a rainforest at all, now that I think about it.
Whatever it is, it's really pretty. I can take a closer look, right? It's not poisonous or anything.
Sure thing. Just don't break anything, okay? These places are really fragile. Kageru nods and quickly flutters down towards the coral. Her tail is wagging behind her as she brushes her hand along the surface. Little fish pop out from inside the reef to greet her. She seems really excited to see them. Is that a speck of drool on her lip? Whatever it is, she shakes it off quickly before examining another part of the reef. Her eyes end up falling on a series of holes carved into the stone.
Hey, Waka! Bet you I can speed through all those hoops without slowing down.
Ah, that's probably a bad idea. We shouldn't get split up or...
What's this, Waka? This is the true speed of a werewolf in action.
And she's gone. Maybe the sight of hoops triggered her animal instincts. Either way, she's darted off like the coral reef is her personal obstacle course. Normally, I'd be fine with letting her play around, but this place is a little different. The reef's home to a variety of local wildlife. And not all of it is friendly. I'd better catch up with her. No one will do anything to her when I'm around. But if she's on her own...
Ow! Ha! It's me, I said I moved that fast. Wasn't it awesome, Waka? Hey, Waka, where'd you go? I guess she couldn't keep up with my raw agility. I'll be a good sport and wait around her to catch up. Still, this place is really pretty. It's so colorful, and there's so many different fish here. So many beautiful, delicious-looking fish. Waka won't notice if I just one right. I'll just touch the fish up real quick and like nothing's wrong. It's not like I'm doing anything weird. I'm a wolf at heart and body. It's just a circle of life in action, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Nothing to be guilty about. In that case, it's time to chow down some. Huh? What? What is this feeling? It's like I'm back in the woods with the lumberjacks on my tail. Like something's watching me. Waka, is that you? It's rude to sneak up on people like that.
A freaking shark, damn.
Hello there. Can I help you? Sir? Or mom, I guess? Please stop looking at me like that. When you give me that sort of glare, I feel like you're about to... eat me! Ah! Just where did she go? I really hope she hasn't got into any trouble. Waka! Help me!
As if on cue, Kangaroo flies past me. Right behind her is a large grey shadow chomping at her with razor-sharp fangs. Is that a shark? How did she run into one of those in the 5 minutes she was gone? I'd better refuse this situation quickly.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, different shirt, because it's a different day when I have to continue this episode.
That wolf you were trying to devour happens to be my companion.
I'd really appreciate it if you left her alone. Oh my god, I forgot to pour some water.
You really think now it's good time for diplomacy?
Of course. I can't just go beating people up without the due process. It's going to be risky. Etiquette is royalty 101, you know. I actually have no way to click now, sorry about that. That is a little problematic here, but... yeah. Anyway.
Stop blabbering about it, I can just do something!
Well, you can't say I didn't try. That's true. Can a mermaid beat a shark? As the power whizzes past me again, the shark makes one last effort to bite down Kangaroo. As the pair whizzes past me again, the shark makes out... oh, okay, it's the same text. This time, I step in between them, clenching one fist right around the creature's nose.
I asked you nicely, sir. This is no one's fault, but your own.
I pull my tail fin back as far as I can, keeping my grip tight on the shark's nose. It jerks its mouth open and shut, trying and failing to bite me.
Ha!
With a mighty swing of my tail, I crash right into the shark's underbelly. I hear a vague yelp before it's carried away by the impact, vanishing from sight within seconds.
Oh, maybe I overdid it a little. I hope he doesn't go to the press about this.
You have press there?
Huh? Looks like it dropped something.
I lean down and pick something from the seabed. It's a piece of fabric. Black, with an old plasticky feel to it.
It almost looks like a piece of Kangaroo's. Oh!
Kangaroo is lying on her side a few meters away, cutting herself with her ears whack pitifully. Her suit has been torn, leaving her back exposed to the elements. In terms of indecency, it's not that bad. But it reveals a part of Kangaroo, so back, you know, back. Not below the back. Remember that. It reveals part of Kangaroo that she usually does her best to hide.
I'm sorry, Waka. I tried to shave, but there was so much of it that I...
Let's continue. She tries to cover the opening with her tail, but see? Of course it's at both. So on the back, basically. The back. But it's in vain. I can see plenty of her running along her back. It's a weird thing for a werewolf to be ashamed of, but calling Kangaroo ordinary by any count would be disservice to her. Also, why is he barking again? Oi! Oh, I need to get up.
Maybe I should have acted sooner. I'm really sorry, Kagaru. 100%. I can't live on see me like this. Don't worry, Kagaru. I'll patch it up for you good. Good as new.
But now she can't give it back. Actually, she can't give it back anyway because she's using it. Come on.
You can do that? Of course. But we'd better get somewhere out of sight first. Ow! Hey, watch it! It stinks! I told you it would hurt if we did it like this. It'd be a lot easier if you talk the whole thing off.
I see what you're trying to do, Wakasagi. Nice try.
What kind of request is that? I'm not gonna strip in front of you. Or anyone of that for that matter.
Kagura flashes brilliant red as I work on stitching her outfit back together. It took some scavenging, but I found the materials I needed lying around the reef.
Still, I didn't think you'd be able to work this quickly. And without anything on hand either. I do a lot of sewing in my spare time. It's one of the few hobbies my parents don't yell at me about. Oh.
We are silent for a few minutes after that while. I focus on finishing the job. I mean, Waka focuses on that, yeah. Because we are her, apparently. How has today gone so wrong? We were meant to be sightseeing together, and now here I am patching Kaguru up like she's a hospital patient. But you're only patching up the clothes, so more like a tailor, I would say. You are a tailor. And yeah. Anyway, and the last thing I want to touch on was my family.
There. How does it feel? Okay, I think. It doesn't look weird, does it?
Kaguru reaches around to touch the patch, unable to actually see it herself. It's a decent job by my standards. You can only make out the thread holding it together if you're really looking for it.
It's fine. But maybe not ask at Kappa you bought it from for a refund. Hey, do you duly noted?
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that she used it already kinda denies the refund, right? Anyway, now that I think about it, again, I mentioned of that stupid sports store I worked at. You could not give back any swimming equipment. That's right. Ever. Because at least like the bikinis, the swimming suits basically, were treated as underwear, and that is something you cannot refund. Yeah. It's funny that you can try that, you know, in the fitting room, but you cannot buy it, try it at home and give it back. Then again, I mean, I've never, like, bought something and gave back. I mean, I always tried in the fitting rooms. I mean, what's the problem with that, really? Then again, I haven't been shopping that way, you know, the natural way, in forever, to be fair, myself. If anything, okay, online, okay, let's buy this. Then again, I don't buy much clothes, what's the point, really? Like, I can have a shirt that will work for me for ages, and it's good. I think I'm kinda, you know, your weird, typical male, you know? I don't need to buy for myself, but for someone else. Someone close, I guess. Yeah, why not? Anyway, she's not angry with me, is she?
Are your folks really that hard on you? Is that really the sort of question you ask people on a date? I'm just worried, Waka. You hardly ever mention your family. And when you do, you've got nothing good to say about them.
Crap. She's always attentive at the worst possible times. I can't really dodge the question when she's wept upfront about it either. I sigh, hands fidgeting nervously at my sides.
So they'll expect a lot out of me. I'm supposed to become the new queen someday, so they are insistent. I act like it. Anytime I do something that isn't textbook royal behavior, I get my ears yelled off for half an hour. And that's before we get into the topic of who I spend my time with. They can't stand the thought of me with an air breather. I didn't even tell them about you until we've been dating for a month.
Hey, I mean, my parents have had no idea who I dated in the past at all as well. So, whatever, right? It's fine. It's not like they need to know who you date all the time. Why would they really? I understand if you are like super close for years or whatever. For a long time basically, and you are really steady, but otherwise, meh.
Anyway, and you know what they said?
But then again, over here, I guess it's, you know, something deep, right? Waka and Kaguru. Kaguru?
That dating you was a rebellious phase I'd grow out of. How can you just write off another person's feelings like that? They even tried to find me a husband.
Oh, don't fall for that.
Can you believe that? Some man I've never met before and I'm expected to be his loving wife. Isn't that ridiculous? They're both so close-minded and they don't give a damn about how I feel, and sometimes I just want to...
I stop mid-sentence. The look on Kaguru's face says I've taken this too far. I knew talking about my parents would get me riled up, but I did it anyway.
Sorry. I overdid it, didn't I? No, not at all. There is nothing wrong with getting that kind of thing off your chest. I just wish there was more I could do to help. You are helping, Kaguru. You are. Whenever you bring me to the surface, I don't have to worry about what people think about me. I can just be, well, myself.
And isn't that awesome?
Oh, come on. I don't do that much.
I let out a little giggle. Oh. Sometimes I don't think she even realizes how much she helps me. It's like I've spent my whole life trapped in a box and she's the only one who's taken the time to open it up.
By the way, you didn't tell them exactly how we met, did you?
Huh? What do you mean?
You know how I was drunk and ended up stumbling over to the lake. And I thought you were an oversized sardine. And I ended up biting down your...
That didn't happen.
Hey!
You can't tell anyone that story, okay? Or you'll be executed for attempted assassination.
Oh, I see.
I think Kagura is starting to understand the unforgiving world of merfolk politics. That's the other reason it's taken me so long to show her around here.
And anyway, now we're all covered up, we'd better start moving. We're going to be late otherwise. Huh? Late for what?
With a well-practiced move, I swing over to Kaguru and put my hand around her shoulder.
For the ball, silly. It would be embarrassing if the guest of honor was late, wouldn't it? Hey, wait, guest of honor. That's you, right?
I casually shake my head and wait for a few seconds for Kaguru to put the pieces together. Her reaction is as glorious as I could have hoped for. Oh. Okay, to be honest, this looks a little bit like, I would say, a garage for an airplane. That's my first freaking impression. The High Tide Ball, as the name of it implies, is held to celebrate the highest tide of each month. Ah, interesting. It's a pretty low-key event, but members of reality have been known to attend the proceedings occasionally. Tonight happens to be one of those nights. Wait, is she going to be there? I mean, Kaguru in the diving suit? Seems a bit more crowded than usual. Usually we don't get more than 30 participants this time of year. Is that alright with you, Kagero? Dancing. I thought the shock would have worn off by now. I give Kagero a gentle shake to bring her back to the senses. After a few seconds, the light starts returning to her eyes. Hello, Earth to Kagero. Do you copy? Huh? You can't just drop it sort of bombshell at someone, Waka. My heart can only handle so much. But I wanted it to be a surprise. It would have killed the fun if you knew what was coming. I'm gonna get you back for this, I swear. In spite of her protest, I can see the occasional smile rise to Kagero's face. It looks like she might finally be warming to the idea. So, how do mer people dance exactly? Very similarly to humans, for the most part. There are some more complicated dances with spins and twirls, but you won't see any of those at a formal event. On the other side of the pavilion, the band is putting the finishing touches on their tuning. The other merfolk are engaging in idle banter, mostly bragging contests about who's closer to inheriting the throne. I'm just slip onto the dance floor with Kagero without anyone noticing us. Are you ready? I think so. If I end up stumbling, if I end up stumbling all over your tail, I'll apologize in advance. Relax, relax, relax. Just follow my movements and you'll be totally fine. The lights dim and the conductor cues his performers to begin. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. And a calm, serene tune begins to resonate through the hall. Okay, Kagero. Keep your legs straight. Left and right. Left and right. Like this. Kagero clumsily follows my movements, our hands clasped tightly together. In spite of her lack of confidence, she picks up on her dancing very quickly, learning the pattern and matching my pace. I mean, that's pretty easy to be fair. Not gonna lie. I mean, surprisingly enough, I was good with like a classical dances for some reason. The basics of it, of course. I mean, the last time I participated would be in high school. Then again, it was only during training because I did not want to participate in the main thing. Something in junior high, I guess. It's funny that in junior high I was like, no, I'm not gonna participate. But you know what? I can help you train the other people. Because I caught up with it so fast for some reason. Anyway. Hey, I think I'm getting the hang of this. But I can't dance like, you know, in your casual way whatsoever. What did I tell you? There's nothing to worry about. Oh, cute! Within a few minutes, we're indistinguishable from any other couple. In their darkened dance hall, everyone else seems so vague and distant. It's like the whole floor has been reserved for the two of us. Better yet, no one's going to see Kagero and raise a fuss about air briefers ruining the proceedings. I wouldn't have brought her otherwise, but the darkness grants us a precious degree of anonymity. Kagero's blushing as she lets the music take control. It's easy to tell she's enjoying herself. Whether it's from the dancing or just how close we are, isn't as obvious. Seeing that smile brings a sense of calm to me as well. That's the look I've been trying to bring to her face all day. All my plans so far have fallen apart, but it seems like I finally managed to win her over. Hey. Waka, that's not how we decided it to be. It was all supposed to lead to this very moment. You forgot about your plan? You said it yourself. It's just me and her, and the final crescendo of the music. It's a moment so beautiful I want to capture it and stretch it out for forever. Just as the performers are preparing for the next song, a loud rumble fills the room. It's like the growl of a beast, hunting its prey moments before it pounces. I can practically hear the head staring at this new, unfamiliar sound. Everyone's looking straight at the source of the noise. In other words, at Kaguru's stomach.
Sorry, Waka. I have a little saying.
Kaguru mumbles a quiet apology. My picture-perfect moment crumbles into dust and an unpleasant reality rises in its place.
What was that? Someone get the lights back on.
There is a murmur of agreement across the pavilion. I try to pull Kaguru away, but before we can escape, the lights flicker on again.
Wait, isn't that Princess Wakasagi?
And who's her partner? She looks like a muggy surface dweller.
Almost immediately, the crowd starts to circle around us. I squeeze at Kaguru's hand as I try to step in front of her.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're alright with my intrusion.
Well, if it isn't everyone's favorite Harris. And she brought the unsightly air briefer we've heard so much about.
What the hell did you just call me? Kaguru, calm down. I'm sure this is all just a misunderstanding.
Priestess, this was strictly for merfolk only. Or perhaps you were off playing hooky on the day they taught you that.
Maybe different was another leg dweller. But when you bring those no good foreigners to our private affairs, well, that simply isn't acceptable, is it?
A flurry of whispers bounces across the crowd. At least they're meant to be whispers, but they're clearly audible to everyone present. A favorite tactic of the merfolk nobility. Pretend your target can hear you, while making sure they won't miss a word.
Look at what she's wearing. It's so shameful for a woman to dress like that.
To think the princess was set for such a petty cur. It seems one of her siblings will be inheriting the throne after all.
I need to go to the washroom. The sight of these ghastly beasts makes me feel faint.
This is it. This is exactly what I want to keep her away from. If there is anything the nobles of my race are good at, it's looking down on everyone else. I mean, isn't that all the nobles for? When it was Mango, I could at least hide the truth from her. But now Kangaroos hearing the abuse firsthand. She seems exactly what my people think of her. And they hate her from the bottom of their hearts. I can bear to listen to this. It's bad enough seeing my girlfriend berated by everyone around her. But it's even worse knowing that I'm to blame for it all. I can't take it anymore. I have to go.
Waka! Come back!
Somewhere in the midst of the hailing insults, I can hear Kaguru call out to me. I swim away before she can say anymore. Yeah, seems like a wonderful idea to leave someone who's being berated by your freaking merfolk. Really? Whatever she has to say, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything right now. So I run and run and run. Or more like I swim and I swim, right? By the time I make it to the surface, it's already dark. I finally catch my breath as the exertion catches up with me. I messed up again. I thought things had been going bad up until now, but that was the screw up to end all screw ups. Not a single thing's gone according to plan today. From the moment Kaguru stepped in the lake, all I've done is disappoint her. How could everything go so wrong at all at once? Am I unlucky or just plain stupid?
Not that it matters either way.
I'll bet Kaguru is furious right now. Well, maybe she slayed all of them. I'm kidding. For maybe? Why wouldn't she be? She's had a miserable day thanks to me. She'll probably storm home without stopping to say goodbye.
Waka! Wake up!
But that isn't what happens. Instead, Kaguru surfaces a few meters away from me, dragging herself closer with slow, clumsy strokes.
Don't just run off like that. You had me worried sick.
She's gasping and wheezing between her words, her face bright red from exhaustion. The trip to the surface was tough for me, so it must have been 100 times harder on her. Kageru, what are you doing? You shouldn't be pushing yourself that hard.
I'm fine. Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Kageru swims to the edge of the lake, clinging to the coast for support. She looks like she's run a marathon in under a minute. I think if someone managed that, they would be dead instantly. I watched her anxiously for a while, waiting for her to recover before I found the nerve to speak.
Sorry for ditching you like that. Nah, it's fine. It was a good cue for me to bail as well. If I'd hang around those bats any longer, I might have had to break a nose or 12.
That's really not something you should say out loud.
It was a shame for... Dancing was a lot more fun than I expected. I wish we could have stayed longer.
Kageru folds her arms and pouts, her tail swinging from side to side just under the surface. After all she's been through, who could blame her for?
Look, Kageru, I'm sorry about today. Eh? What are you apologizing for? Why else? Because today was the worst date ever, and it's all my fault. Waka, that's not true. It is. I messed the whole thing up from the start to finish. The picnic was a disaster, the sightseeing was a catastrophe, and the ball. I can't even think of a good enough word to describe how badly that went. And it's all thanks to me. I never asked you about the food. I didn't warn you about the reef. And it's because you never had anything to eat that we got discovered the ball. We could have avoided all if I wasn't such an idiot.
I can't remember the last time I cried this hard. This was my one chance to show off my homeland to Kageru, and I completely screwed it up. What kind of person puts their girlfriend through something like that? I'm an idiot, a moron,
Shh. Calm down, Waka.
What? I'm so caught up in myself that I don't see Kageru sleep behind me. She wraps her arms around my waist in a tight but comfortable grip, resting her head on my neck.
You did great today, Waka. Really, really great.
But what about?
I'm the one who should have mentioned my diet. I'm the one that ran off.
I mean, to be honest, that diet was pretty obvious.
I'm the one that ran off at the reef. And those stuck-up jerks ruined the ball for us, not you. Maybe things did. Maybe things didn't work out how you wanted them to. But I could tell how much work you put into planning today. You really wanted me to enjoy myself. And knowing you care that much about me, Waka, that's what's really important. Of course I'm not mad. If anything, I should be thanking you.
Kageru's warmth trickles into my body, driving off all the bitterness inside of me. Even after everything she's been through, she's still trying to cheer me up. I can't keep lingering in self-pity when she's like this, can I?
How do you do it, Kageru? How do you keep smiling when things keep going wrong? Oh, that's easy. It's because I've got a cute girlfriend I want to impress.
Her arms were so straightforward, I can't believe I didn't see it coming. I remember that old saying that they always taught me. A princess faces every challenge with a smile. I thought I understood it, but maybe I've still got a lot to learn.
Huh? Is something wrong? No, that's not it. I just can't believe you said something so corny with a straight face. I mean, well, that is was it really that bad?
I can't stop myself from giggling at her a little. This is the Kageru I know best. Well-meaning and honest, but all too easy to tease.
Well, it looks like you're feeling better at least. Yeah, thanks a lot, Kageru. I really need that vet. Oh, don't make a big deal about it. It was just common courtesy, that's all.
I beg to differ. In fact, I'm so thankful that I think I'm going to give you a very special reward.
Reward? Is it food? Because seriously, my stomach is itching for some.
It's not food! Kagura almost explodes in murmurs as my lips meet hers. Her wolf ears whack about frantically and her flaming legs occasionally brush into my tail. She's got every reason to be embarrassed, I suppose. We'd never even dreamed of kissing before. She always found reasons to put it off when she was the one planning the date. Once she's recovered from the initial shock, Kagura starts getting the swing of things. The embrace becomes closer, more passionate, the sort of thing I've wanted from her for weeks, but never had the nerve to ask for. As I hold her even closer, I can't help but feel satisfied with myself. Maybe the rest of the day was a disaster, but nothing makes things better like a good old-fashioned kiss. I guess it was all worth it after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for playing. Yes. Alright. Yeah, there he is, Kevin McLeod. If you do YouTube, you know of him. Anyway, that was Deep Sea Dating. Hope you guys enjoyed. And tomorrow we will play another Touhou game. That's right, another Touhou game. From that same person, actually. So, yeah. We'll see what the other one is about. Maybe same characters. Maybe different characters. Maybe those will still have some appearance. We'll find out in the next episode. For now, hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, bye-bye.